Jason, your player on defense we haven't talked about. I thought Armani Chapman played well. I thought he made a big play over on the far sideline, on the Carolina sideline, I believe it might have been a fourth down for them in the second half. But who have we not talked about that North Carolina fans need to be mindful of that's making this that group effort we're talking about?
Marcus Allen.
Yep.
Marcus Allen balled out again. And the thing is, the corners keep getting better. The corners are the Carolina corners have continued to take steps forward over the course of the season. And that has not been true the last couple of years. And Marcus Allen is a guy that I thought again held up against, Miami's receivers are not the best in the ACC, but they're not down toward the bottom. This is a top 4 or 5 wide receiver core with a quarterback who is cutting people up pretty well. And the thing is, like Buck said, when guys made tackles, they got them on the ground, or when guys made catches, they got them on the ground. And beyond that, every receiver, with a couple exceptions toward the end, you think about the one deep throw on the double move at the end where it's like, how are you going to let that happen? And then you had a couple missed sifts earlier where you had a couple little busts, but for the most part, when Miami got something, they made them earn it. And that's something that I think they continue to do over the course of the season. But I thought Marcus Allen held up pretty well there. You called out Armani Chapman, who played 35 snaps as well. As a guy that on those 35 snaps was rock solid. So, I just think overall, across the board, Carolina's corners just made Miami earn it and did a pretty dang good job of not giving up a bunch of big plays.
Yep, a couple busts you mentioned. But overall, I think, people in the chat are talking about Giovanni Biggers certainly played well. Got the game-sealing interception as well. So just a lot to go around on this defensive team for North Carolina. And that's one of those things that had to be better. We've talked about if they could just be decent, then this North Carolina team could be special. Here they are at 6-0. I think they're a little better than decent, and I think they flashed really good at times.
This is a legit contender.
Yeah, and that's where I was going to go at the very end. But this team is firmly in the national discussion, or should be. A lot of these, this should be last, but a lot of these pundits will talk about North Carolina and talk about Drake May and talk about even Amarian Hampton now and definitely Tez Walker, but they still sleep on North Carolina's defense. And I think that is why North Carolina is a contender, is because this defense is playing like we've talked about this entire show. They're playing as a complete unit, but they also have the star power to make splash plays repeatedly, and they make teams earn it, to Jason's point.